Some nice ones, thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but
how do you feel about Manny Pacquiao?
No, I love Manny, and I'm glad Manny going in too. Manny is one of the dudes that I think definitely deserves to be in. Manny always has been and always will be one of my favorites because of the way he fights. I mean, a guy to come back after being knocked out in his tour.
Manny Pacquiao is past his prime. He's not.
Boxing experts are commenting on the Oscar De La battle between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Hoya expresses his support by wishing Pacquiao the best. He is adamant that Pacquiao can succeed, referring to him as a sporting great. De La Hoya claims that Pacquiao's passion and experience still offer him a genuine chance to win, especially when facing a younger opponent like Barrios.
I wish him all the best.
Father, I love him.
Can he do it?
Father?
can he do it? Absolutely. Manny Pacquiao's
Oscar needs.
he's a legend. You know,
Some nice ones, thank you.
he's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it. Yeah.
Speaking with obvious appreciation, Roy Jones Jr. refers to Manny Pacquiao as one of the greatest athletes of all time. His admiration stems from Pacquiao's accomplishments as well as the manner in which he continually faced up against elite opponents. It's thrilling for Jones Pacquiao to return to the ring because it gives a cherished legend a chance to display glimmers of his former glory. He sees this as an opportunity for Manny to rekindle his reputation by outperforming younger rivals and demonstrating that brilliance is a difficult quality to lose. Jones's remarks reaffirm the notion that some icons have more to offer even when the chances seem to be against it, echoing the kind of heartfelt encouragement that fans love to hear.
How do you feel about Manny Pacquiao?
No, I love Manny, and I'm glad Manny going in too. Manny is one of the dudes that I think definitely deserves to be in. Manny always has been and always will be one of my favorites because of the way he fights. I mean, a guy to come back after being knocked out in two of his first three fights, then come back and do all the things that Manny did. That story is also just as awesome as Manny Pacquiao's story. You feel me? I mean, come on. Most guys can't bounce back from a knockout period. He got knocked out early in his career twice and came back and did all this.
When it comes to Pacquiao's comeback, Eddie Hearn strikes a balance between respect and reality. As a promoter who has seen innumerable careers come and go, Hearn is aware of the peril of comebacks motivated by nostalgia. He does not downplay Pacquiao's abilities. While acknowledging that there aren't many fighters in history with Pacquiao's resume, he stresses the importance of time spent away from the ring. Inactivity, particularly against younger, more aggressive fighters like Barrios, can impair reflexes and erode conditioning. Hearn cautions that fans should appreciate Manny's reputation without having high expectations, even if he acknowledges that Pacquiao may still outperform many opponents. He also warns that expecting a rerun of Pacquiao's best years could cause heartbreak.
It's a very contentious subject, like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit different to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. And that's why we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually, Pacquiao is a step up. People are still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots. But he still hasn't had those wins yet.
Ricky Hatton warns of the extent to which the sport is prepared to push the age restrictions for well-known athletes. He believes that the Pacquiao versus Barrios battle is a part of a worrying trend in which elderly legends are permitted to compete in bouts that could be more harmful than beneficial. Hatton considers his personal experience and links it to instances such as Mike Tyson's delayed comeback, implying that regulators are becoming less stringent in their efforts to safeguard fighters. Although he concerns whether Pacquiao should be permitted to compete at this level, he is certain that he still possesses abilities.
We use his fight for the WBC welterweight title. That's July the 19th in Vegas, ironically. What did you make of that news when you heard it?
Well, it's boxing today, innit? To be honest with you, boxing's thing. You know, if you can let 58-year-old Mike Tyson box a Jake Paul, then, you know, Manny Pacquiao coming back at 46 doesn't look too bad, does it? But if Manny is coming back, though, you know, Tyson was coming back fighting Jake Paul, Manny's coming back fighting for the world title. But, and I say this with love, you know, how's Manny got his world title shot? He's been retired 6 years. He can't. He's got that on a previous successes, isn't it? You know, to walk straight after being retired so many years ago, straight into a world title fight. How is that allowed possible? What happened? Surely he must have been dropped out of the rankings when he retired. All of a sudden he decided to make a comeback and put him straight in at #1 contender. I think only boxing can answer that.
I think did you say 5th though? He's been already placed 5th in the world ranking.
5th in the, how can he be placed back in the top 10? Yeah, you know, when you've been retired years and, you know, currently on your previous, he was a hell of a fighter a few years back, but we don't know what he's going to be like today, so, you know, you'd like to think he'd have a couple of warm-up fights so we can see, and then get him in, but boxing these days, I think the money's everything in it.
You fought both, obviously. In your opinion, who's better? Who's tougher?
I think Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather. I mean, that sounds rich because he absolutely was probably one of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history, I'd say. You know what I mean? When I see him getting knocked out by Pacquiao on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, it's in the top 10 of the most destructive knockouts of all time.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit past myself by the day. You know, I'd had one or two. You know, I wasn't a master of defense like Floyd Mayweather. I'd say.
Ben Shalom joins the conversation with a great deal of worry. Being a promoter himself, he is aware of the temptation that comes with putting on a big event with a legend like Pacquiao as the main attraction. But he also feels obligated to safeguard fighters, particularly when they are past their prime. Although Pacquiao's name ensures attention, Shalom contends that the human cost of such comebacks is sometimes overlooked. He cites instances of past champions who had emotional and bodily suffering following an excessive number of bouts.
Thank you to Manny Pacquiao. Unbelievable career that we may never have a career like that again. I want you to take with you when it comes to Manny Pacquiao's moments by taking themselves out of a comfort zone, challenging themselves. And Manny Pacquiao is a dinosaur with a glass of a dying breed. We're not going to see too many fighters like this ever again. And Pacquiao is going to be the type of fighter that we tell our kids about. Pacquiao has 20 wins, greater than some of your favorite fighters' best win. Manny Pacquiao has 3 Hall of Fame careers and one, winning legit titles in 8 different weight classes. Pacquiao's legacy will age better and better and better. Times go on and on and on. A fighter like Floyd Mayweather, I think his legacy will diminish a little bit. Salute to Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest of all time.
Ryan Campbell adopts a moderate stance. He acknowledges that Manny Pacquiao has obviously changed as a fighter. Everyone is impacted by age, but he also thinks that exceptional warriors, no matter their age, may generate unforgettable experiences. Taking inspiration from George Foreman's amazing return, Campbell reminds us that there is a history of boxing going against the grain. He leaves opportunity for surprise, but does not guarantee Pacquiao will win.
Up for a Senate position in the Philippines, so we always know that Manny is a busy man. He gets after it. He also dares to be great, and this is wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years, at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion, Mario Barrios? It's interesting theater to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reportedly for July 19th. And we know Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him, but there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. Like our cat's walking around. Yep. People are excited to see the Pac-Man back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? Or are we going to send him into a physical, violent retirement?
Greg Hackett presents a direct viewpoint that deprives the conflict of any romanticism. For him, this fight is about business, not fame or legacy. He is adamant that Barrios wouldn't have a chance if this matchup had taken place when Pacquiao was at his best, but things have changed since then. According to Hackett, Pacquiao is now just a name that sells tickets rather than a deadly force. He believes that marketing is more important in this battle than merit.
I like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios' ass. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might fuck around and beat Pacquiao up. I mean, not knock him out, but, you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like on some shit like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so, I mean, why not? If he can make it happen, do that. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like that. And that's a fight you know you got to get ready for.
It's a fight that boxing fans are going to criticize you for. Yeah. But the reality is, Manny Pacquiao has a die-hard fan base that you're going to make money with that fight.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to see other fights at 47. You, Stanionis, you, Boobs, you, Brian Norman.
Yeah, but he want to steal as much as he can steal. You know what I mean? Because again, this shit is not forever. Just like anything else, it's going to end. So you want to make some money, and you want to do great things, but not so great where I get in there with a guy that'll kill me right now. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, fuck it, I'll fuck with Pacquiao. He damn near 50 years old. I'll fight him. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So these dudes different anyway. They different. If I was Barrios, I wouldn't entertain Pacquiao. I'd be on that hunt for the rest of them straps.
Experienced boxing voices are still worried despite Manny Pacquiao's workout videos and assured demeanor being shared online. They fear that even if he has a strong spirit, his body could not cooperate in actual combat situations. Training is one thing. It's quite another to enter the ring and take on a younger, eager competitor like Barrios. Experts are especially worried about his reflexes, stamina over multiple rounds, and ability to withstand strikes.
This is a bad idea. Out of nowhere, the WBC decides they want their welterweight champion, Mario Barrios, to defend his belt against Manny Pacquiao. About 7 to 8, maybe 9, 10 years ago, I would have said, hells yeah, if we had a Manny Pacquiao championship fight. But Manny's been retired for 4 years. He's 46 years old. His last fight was in 2021, and he lost to Ugas in a unanimous decision. I watched his exhibition bout against the kickboxer guy in Japan. And again, I think people will look at this and go, well, Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson. And yeah, that happened. And I also said that Mike was going to get really badly hurt, and it was a terrible idea for him to do that. There were some health issues and everything else. Luckily, Mike didn't get super hurt in the fight, but this is a world championship level fight against a sitting world champion, and Manny does not belong in there. And again, I'm worried that he's going to get hurt.
From a commercial perspective, the return of Manny Pacquiao makes perfect sense. His name is still among the most well-known in the sport, and a high-profile bout with him would undoubtedly garner a ton of attention. Some believe that this particular fight is more about making money than it is about having any relevance to the title. Mario Barrios is a youthful, marketable opponent, and the purpose of the match is to pique interest. The analyst who has this opinion believes that the fight is more of a cunning commercial tactic than a sporting event.
I wanted that to happen is that if Manny Pacquiao is really considering of coming back to professional boxing, I think that would be a good measurement and sign and a marketing for him when he returned to boxing.
Social media users have expressed a range of opinions regarding Manny's comeback. Some applaud his choice and think it's courageous, while others think it goes too far. Many are worried about his health. Supporters fear that what many consider to be an almost flawless legacy could be ruined by another difficult battle. Some contend that Manny shouldn't risk getting hurt or losing at this point because he has already accomplished everything he needs to in boxing.
Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios is a done deal. Fight will either happen July 19th or July 26th in Las Vegas or San Antonio. And it's not going to be a pay-per-view. It's going to be free on Amazon Prime. Whew. We blast Jake Paul for these types of fights. And yet a current world champion and Mario Barrios is going to go after Manny Pacquiao. Listen, I get it. You get to share the ring with the legend of Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest to all ever do it. But he's been retired now. He's already in the Hall of Fame. Manny Pacquiao did not look good in his previous exhibition he did last year either. Mario Barrios should easily run laps around Manny Pacquiao, destroy him. Why are we wasting time with this type of fight? It makes absolutely no sense.
Although Manny Pacquiao may have had very personal motivations for returning, some don't think it was a smart move. The fight community is well aware of how vicious comebacks can be, particularly for combatants in their 40s. Mario Barrios, his rival, is not merely younger. He is driven, intelligent, and active. When facing someone who hasn't engaged in competitive combat for years, such combination is risky.
Brian Hummer Jr. versus Barrios, but we're hitting Manny Pacquiao versus Barrios. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Manny Pacquiao is past his prime. He's not in his fighting years no more. And then I don't even can he make 147? And then you're letting him fight for the belt. That doesn't, to me, that doesn't make any type of sense. And then if he beats Barrios, let's say hypothetically he beats him, is he gonna unify? Because Bruce, that's sitting in the lamp to the slaughter. Brian Norman, that's sitting in the lamp to the slaughter. Like, this doesn't make no sense. These young fighters, like, they can really hurt Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao couldn't even handle Ugas. Like, just think about how this is all playing out. It doesn't make sense. This fight shouldn't be made. Like, there's other fighters that Barrios can fight. Like, he could try to fight Boots because I think...
Tim Bradley is unreserved in his analysis of Pacquiao's comeback. He thinks money is the main factor that motivates fighters to return after retiring. Bradley believes that this fight is about money, not history or glory. He appreciates Pacquiao's career, but isn't afraid to admit that this fight looks like an attempt to make a final profit. Additionally, he believes that Barrios is a well-selected opponent who is young, talented, and able to challenge Pacquiao.
Pacquiao getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, you know, it has to be pertaining to any kind of money. You know, it has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. One, two. I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, you know, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, you know, bigger fighter, knows how to, you know, control distance very well. Can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, you know, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. You know, that Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao. That's why he's coming back. But Barrios, he can finish Pacquiao. There's a possibility that he can finish Pacquiao and basically cause him to go back into retirement once again. But again, what they say, the last thing that leaves is the power. If Manny got any of that power still left in him, if he lands that left hand, he can hurt the young gun. So, but that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I actually think he can beat
Many boxing fans' lack of enthusiasm suggests that how these comebacks are viewed is changing. There is worry and disillusionment in place of anticipation. Many people find it unsettling that a 46-year-old great would return to compete against a rival in his physical prime. People are reluctant to watch Pacquiao possibly falter because they remember the battles he fought in his career. Most fans are aware that his stamina and durability tend to rapidly deteriorate after a certain age, so instead of celebrating a comeback, many are silently hoping it doesn't go badly. For them, this is a possible farewell that might arrive too late rather than a fantasy fight.
People, from that side saying that, Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao been negotiating the fight and everything. And I'm going to just be real honestly, man, I don't care for this fight. Because I don't care to see Manny Pacquiao back fighting again in the ring. Like, it serves no justice seeing Manny Pacquiao after we just seen him fight in the exhibition and was, not looking good at all in this exhibition. Like, he did not look good in the exhibition fight at all. So I really don't want to see Manny Pacquiao fight Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios, I mean, he gets a big payday and he gets to put a legend on his resume. And I think Mario Barrios would definitely win this fight because I just don't think Manny Pacquiao has any gas left in the tank to fight, at an elite level like he did in the past. I mean, and I don't want to see him mess up his legend over trying to come back and fight, a younger fighter when, Manny Pacquiao, he's way out of his prime. Way out of his prime. So I don't want to see this fight in particular for real, but yeah, Manny Pacquiao, like, damn, they're close to 50, man. Like, come on, man. It was hard watching Manny Pacquiao in the exhibition fight that we seen him in a few months ago. Like, shit, that's why Ryan Garcia was about to fight the damn dude, because Manny Pacquiao was getting clipped in that shit, man. For real. He was getting clipped, man. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to see Manny Pacquiao, fight